Imagine living in a house so tiny that it would fit in the confines of a parking space. Now imagine yourself having graduated from college, possible student loan debt, not real sure your career direction, or even where you want to live. What if I told you you could have the home of your dreams, mortgage-free, travel anywhere you want to go, and have the job of your dreams? I'd like to talk about 3 things: what tiny houses are, why they are so popular and gaining momentum, and how they are changing people's lives. Before I delve into that, I'd like to share with you a little bit about how I became involved with the tiny house movement. In 2008, when the economy crashed, so did the majority of my clientele go with it. After many years of struggle, I decided to go back to college and take architecture. It was at this time I was sitting in class watching a video on how a man had a mortgage-free home, traveled all around the world, and ran his business from home, while all the time having his tiny house in tow. This man's name was Jay Schaefer of 4 Lights Tiny House Company. At this moment that I found my dream home and the answer to my financial problems. February 2015, I designed and started construction on my own tiny home. This first slide, of course, shows measure twice, cut once. This shows the finished product of the constructed walls and a little portion of the loft that will be going in there. And this, of course, is after the roof has been put on and the ceiling joists erected. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about what tiny houses are. Tiny houses are custom-built homes on travel trailers, ranging anywhere from 10 foot to 24 foot. Some people opt to buy property and move their tiny homes to this property, while others choose to travel, like this couple and their dog. There are currently 2 types of tiny homes. The first is grid-tied, which has full functioning utilities, regular toilets, bathtubs. The other is off-grid, where usually you will have solar power, composting toilets, and gravity-fed water. This is a traditional home with electric box. This, of course, is a composting toilet, a trough for a shower, and the gravity-fed water. Now let's discover why tiny homes are so popular. People are discovering you can build a tiny home from anywhere from $5,000 like this home. The sky is the limit on the price, but this one here happens to be $57,000. They're great starter homes for grads trying to pay off debt or for married couples. They're also built for year-round occupancy. Third, but most importantly, a 128 square foot tiny home leaves far less of the footprint on our environment than a 24,000 square foot tiny home. It costs far less to build a tiny home and far less to maintain. In Portland, Oregon, there are tiny homes being built by builders for the homeless, such as this community. Michael Withy of Tech Dwell in Portland, Oregon, is all ready to build a micro community for young executives that want to work downtown, but they cannot currently afford the real estate. This is also a community that Jay Schaefer has opened. It's called the Tiny House Village in California. They share costs, and this saves on the expenses for everyone, including cuts down on any problems that may take place in our environment. Most importantly, tiny homes give our seniors options. They can either have a tiny home built and have it parked in their family's backyards. They can maintain their independence and not have to go to an assisted living facility or a nursing home. As with Betty Presley, which is 74. In conclusion, whether you choose to live tiny or large, one thing's for certain, the tiny house movement is here to stay. By spreading the word and learning more, you too can live debt-free while making less of an impact on our environment. Now, I believe this is the movement we're talking about. Thank you.